If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
It's KFI AM 640, and you're listening to The Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. Okay, the redistricting maps are out there. They were going to come out earlier, but Donald Trump was hogging up the news with President Putin. So they came out a little later, and if you want to see them, they're all over the internet. And it's going to add 5 or 6 more Democratic seats to Congress. And one of the districts that they're looking at is in Northern California. Let's see here. District number, District number 5. District number 5. And they're going to have a tough time with that. It's overwhelming Trump supporters up there. And they are not going to lay down and take that. They're not going. There are a lot of farmers, a lot of conservatives, and that's going to be a fight up there. Another one is District 23. That's another one of Central California. That's another big Trump district, and they're not going to take that either. So this is the kind of crap that starts a lot of fights and a lot of anger, a lot of hostility, and they better do this right, or else they're going to get a tremendous fight on their hands. Oh, here's another one. District 40. Can't tell where that is. It looks like, again, Central California. Overwhelming Trump supporters, and they're going to flip that to a Democratic seat, and they're going to have a fight on their hands. A radical fight. So we'll see how it shakes down. But to fight off what Texas is doing, Governor Newsom wants to change the demographics and change the lines and for some counties in California. And if you go into areas that are really deep red and say, hey, we're going to change your congressman to a Democrat, you're going to have a radical battle on your hands. A fight, literally could start a civil war. So let's just all calm down and see what happens. But if they think that those big red Trump districts are just going to take it with switching to a Democrat, they don't know California. And they don't know that part of California. They are not going to take that. All right, Dine LA, 480 restaurants offering discounts. Everyone's looking for a great restaurant and a great discount. Let's find out how we can get both here, because that's what people want. Just at the end of the day, they don't want to talk about Trump or Putin or gerrymandering. They just want a good meal at a good price.
Restaurants all over L.A. are at the top of their game Friday night for the first night of Dine L.A.
They get a great deal. They get a great value. It's a great excuse to go out and have some fun.
Some expensive menu prices may normally drive customers away, but participating Dine LA restaurants are offering lunch and dinner menus starting at just $15,
wow,
with hopes of getting people inside to try the food. Paul Carroll, who's part owner of Thai Show in Sherman Oaks, says a spread like this would usually cost you over $100, but during Dine LA, customers can get it for just $65.
Restaurants, as well as some other businesses, are definitely struggling, so this is a great time for us, right? It's a great time to just kind of give us a boost of sales during summer, get some new faces in the restaurant. So hopefully, we wow some people, we get some hugs, and they come back.
Between recent immigration enforcement, the writer's strike, the January fires, and just the summer lull, restaurant operators like Maggie Eslava from Florence Osteria in Beverly Grove tell us 2025 has been a bit of a tough year.
We've had the fires, we're having tariffs, we're having ice, anything you can think of, it's happening here.
Yep,
and
LA,
we're really trying
LA
to roll
does throw a lot at you. I will give her that. LA throws a ton of crap at you every single day.
Tell us 2025
Yeah, here's what just on the surface what LA throws at you.
has been a bit of a tough year.
We've had the fires.
The fires, right? In January 7th.
We're having tariffs.
Tariffs, all right.
We're having ice. Like
Yeah.
anything you can think of, it's happening here.
The water outage, the fire, up in the Acton fire. Then before that, the Canyon fire. The water was out in the North Hills. The boil water orders for Malibu, parts of Malibu and parts of the North Valley. It's tough to live in Southern California.
And
and everything is really, really expensive.
And we're really trying to roll with the punches. We're trying to maintain that sense of community.
They say Dine LA.
Yeah, Dine LA. All right, that's it's great that there's some restaurants out there. Like for instance, there's a restaurant in Sherman Oaks called Joe's Pizza, and I always like to give them a mention because I think it's the best pizza in LA. I think Joe's Pizza is the best. I know I'm going to get a lot of emails, a lot of crap, oh, I thought you liked brownies. I do like brownies. I think brownies is great. But for a quick pizza to go in, I think it's $22 for an entire whole pizza, or maybe $24. And it's my daughter, my wife, and myself all agree that Joe's is sensational. There's one in Studio City that's closer to my house by 5.6 miles. And I go to the one in Sherman Oaks because the guy who is the pizza chef there is the best. And I drive an extra 6 miles in traffic to get there. But it's nice to go in and Joe's Pizza, I think there's 5 or 6 locations. I wish they had opened one, closer to Burbank or in Burbank. That'd be great. But man, when you find a really great pizza place, it is like finding, you'll drive 20 miles to get a great pizza. What is out near you, Croge, with pizza? What's in Claremont? What do you usually get?
There is a place that we recently discovered. It's in Upland called Fiesta Pizza. And it's like, It's like you would think it's like cheaper pizza and financially it is, but it is like super good. Otherwise, we've got a Round Table right up the street from us. And
Round Table's good. I like Round Table.
Yeah, it actually is. It's one of Jen's favorites too.
I enjoy that.
Yeah.
What do you eat, Robin? Where do you go for pizza?
I have to go to Blaze because I'm lactose intolerant.
What a downer you are.
Or I do Domino's with no cheese.
What?
Wait, so your pizza is Domino's?
Yes. I love their little sticks.
Richie, please save her. Where do you go, Richie?
I love me some Toppers. So I go to
Okay.
Toppers Pizza.
Toppers is good.
Yeah. Toppers or Round Table.
My wife likes Papa John's. Even worse.
What a family.
Exotic.
What a life you got going. Yeah, hey, where we go for pizza? Well, I got to go to my favorite place, Domino's, or your favorite place, Pizza Hut or
She
Papa
likes
John's.
chicken and barbecue
That's
sauce.
great.
Actually, Pizza Hut's not bad. The stuffed crust pizza,
It's not good either.
No, but
It's like Little Caesars.
it's not your look. Domino's is great in a pinch, but it's not your go-to pizza.
There is a place in Upland, and they actually have 2 of them, San Biaggi's.
Oh, is that right?
That name alone will tell you.
Yeah,
It's good.
they
It's
know
like
what they're doing.
good
What
New
about
York
you,
style.
Angel?
Yeah, Angel, what's going on with you in Orange County?
Oh my gosh, I love Saul's Pizza.
Where's that?
It's in Mission Viejo. There's this thing called the Kaleidoscope Center, and Saul's Pizza's in that. It's really good.
Is that closer to the beach or to the freeway?
It's closer to the freeway. It's right off of Crown Valley at the 5.
Okay. All right. I know exactly what it is. SALS?
Yes,
Saul's.
Pizzeria.
All right. I'm going to head down there. I got to go to Orange County over the weekend, driving traffic like an idiot. 4 hours down there and 4 hours back.
Drama.
Oh, it's the worst.
Have fun.
I can't, Saturday and Sunday traffic. Angel, I don't know why this is, and I don't know, maybe you have a different opinion, but I think in LA, the traffic is worse on weekends than it is during the week. It sucks.
Absolutely.
And it's everywhere.
It does. It does. And if you want to head north or south, you've got to do it so early in the morning before the roads get crazy.
Yeah. And it does make it fun. You got to leave at 4 a.m. to get where you're going. Then you're exhausted by the time you get there. All right,
Still dark outside.
That's right. Yeah, it's dark and it sucks. And you just want to go to Sal's and eat yourself.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. On Demand from KFI AM 640.
All right. Have you heard about this? But this kid's flying around the world to raise money, I think, for St. Jude, and trying to raise $1 million for cancer. I think it's youth cancer or juvenile cancer, kids cancer. And guy was arrested. Unbelievable. Just trying to fly around the world to bring awareness to kids with cancer. And he flies into a country and bang, they arrest him. What's going on with this guy?
Globetrotting teenage activist is speaking out after his arrest during a fundraising trip around the world.
Attempting to become the first person ever to fly all 7 continents solo.
Ethan Guo is 1 year into his flight against cancer, flying from the U.S. to Europe to the Middle East and beyond in hopes of raising $1 million for St. Jude's.
We're visiting Singapore!
But his trip was derailed when his flight from Chile to Argentina took an unexpected turn. Guo telling our Danny New an in-flight emergency forced him to make an unexpected landing on King George Island, a remote area with strict regulations for incoming air traffic.
Everything was good for like an hour. Then they came up to me and then they just told me to follow them. They didn't say a single word. Then they told me I was under arrest. I asked them, what am I under arrest for?
Bad news.
On the ground, Chilean authorities accused him of falsifying flight plans, which could cost him his pilot's license.
It was an international flight plan. It was approved by the Chilean government. I had the official Chilean government stamps. I paid the international fees. I cleared international customs.
Wow, guy did everything right. They still arrested him.
This was all documented.
Guo was barred from leaving until a judge weighed in on the charges. After more than 40 days of waiting, he struck a deal this week with the Chilean government. Officials agreed to drop the charges if he donated $30,000 to Chile's childhood cancer research program. Guo says he's willing to pay the fine because donating to cancer research was his goal in the first place.
How about that? Pinching this kid for 30 grand.
And he is still waiting for approval to leave Antarctica.
Oh, my God. Man, oh, man. What a world we live in. Kids flying around the world trying to raise $1 million, and they nail him in Chile and want 30 grand out of this guy. Unreal. Unbelievable. All right, we got another dog that was stolen. These Frenchies, man, they're expensive. They're valuable. People love them, but you got to be aware that there's people out there that want to steal your doggy.
This French bulldog is now reunited with its owners after a disturbing string of events involving scammers looking to profit from the dog's return. Menpoo, a rescued French bulldog, one of the mascots of Amazing Small Animal Practice, was being watched by a staff member's family on Sunday when the dog escaped through an open window. Later that day, a post on the Citizen app showed a picture of Menpoo posted by a...
Is that the name of the dog, Menpoo?
Yeah.
Like MENPOO?
Yeah.
Menpoo. All right.
No way.
It's,
Menpoo.
Yeah, Menpoo. All right.
Do they?
I guess they do. Right. Women poo.
Menpoo, posted by a neighbor saying they found him. But when the family arrived to pick him up, they say the dog had already been handed over to someone else.
Oh, no, that's horrible.
That was like somebody took one of our children here. We couldn't even work. We didn't sleep. It was like 2 days of hell here.
In the days that followed, the practice received countless calls from scammers trying to cash in on the reward money. Some called claiming to have Menpoo. The practice set up a location to meet the callers, but they never showed.
Sometimes I have Menpoo. You know, sometimes.
You do? You have them?
Sometimes.
The callers' demands were
daily?
No, not the dog. Well, yeah, you never know. You never know. You know, sometimes you go light with that round white pillow, you know.
The callers' demands were clear. Money first, then the dog. But everything changed on Wednesday.
Yesterday we got a call and they said they had our dog and we said, well...
Yeah, it sounded like men poo. It sounded like men fart.
But everything changed on Wednesday.
Yesterday...
Yeah. There's the dog. There's the dog.
But everything changed on Wednesday.
Yesterday we got a call and they said they had our dog, and we said, well, the first thing was describe there's something special about the dog, and they said there was a heart tattoo on the belly.
Oh, that's okay. That's pretty unusual. That should be easy to pick up.
Which nobody knew except the staff here. And we said that we wanted them to give us the dog back. They said only if the police are not involved.
The practice told the callers to drop off the dog at the nearest animal hospital, where a microchip scan would confirm the dog's identity. The scammers managed to get the family to pay them $5,000 through Venmo.
Man, $5,000 for the scammer. So you got your dog and $5,000.
But Beverly says it was worth it for the sweet reunion. And for the Lancaster Vet Clinic involved in the reunion, that moment was priceless.
You got to be careful with these dogs. Man, oh man, they're very valuable to resell. People are out there looking for them in the streets. If you're walking to Frenchie, man, you've got to be very careful.
Everybody in the hospital was involved on what was happening. So we're like, oh, we have to see this moment. I came out with Minpoon. The kids overfilled with joy. Mom also overfilled with joy. Minpoon overfilled with joy. He just went ahead and charged. It was a very sweet thing.
The kids love Minpoon.
Beverly has advice for anyone finding themselves in this situation.
If anybody finds a dog, don't post the picture, because that's how they got him. The person that found him put the picture of him on Citizens app and just said, is this your dog? A guy shows up in 10 minutes, and took the dog. He says, yeah, it's my dog.
Wow, man, are there people out there that are, I don't know how these people sleep at night. I really don't. I mean, this family obviously loves Menpoo, and they're scamming. They want $5,000. And there's another guy that says, I got the dog. They're torturing this family.
Ask for identification, ask for microchips, and ask for identifying marks, anything. Don't just hand the dog over to anybody.
And I spoke to Gardena police earlier, who say the owner got lucky this time because many ransom cases get out of hand quickly. Scammers can take advantage of you, and you can be out thousands and never even receive what was stolen. Their advice: contact your local police department right away, make a report, and let them handle it. So, David, in this situation, exactly, they were lucky, but it doesn't always turn out like this.
Yeah, but they're also out $5,000.
Yeah, disturbing in many ways, because in the past we've seen dogs stolen because of the value of the dog.
Absolutely.
But now any dog could be of value to any family, and if these ransoms get bigger, I mean, that's really tough for the entire community.
A lot of money involved. All right, Charlie Sheen is also in the news. So we had Jesse Smollett in the news. Charlie Sheen is in the news, a documentary. He explores his drug use and also his family feuds that he has.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
We'll come back and talk about that.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
You know, there was the Brinks heist out here in Southern California, and where there was like $130 million worth of jewelry taken. And then there was another heist where there was cash taken. I don't know, it was like $28 million in cash. And now there's another one in Pennsylvania. People like the Brinks trucks. They got a lot of dough. Lots of money in the Brinks trucks, and there's a heist in Pennsylvania. Let's find out what happened back in Pennsylvania.
Today, an urgent hunt for these two suspects caught on surveillance cameras robbing the driver of an armored vehicle at gunpoint, making off with hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash.
Kodiak Road, H Mart. Brinks truck was robbed.
Yeah, I'm sure with that description, they'll be right on it.
Kodiak Road, H Mart. Brinks truck was robbed.
I don't understand. You know, that's some of the most valuable information in the world, a suspect's description, and they still have these crappy police radios that nobody can understand. No one's looking for this guy.
This is 2025.
Yeah, 2025. You know, it's clearer to listen to a podcast of the show when you're in Africa or South America than it is, you know, being 10 feet away from where this guy just said this or this lady said this. In Pennsylvania. Listen again. See if you can pick up the description of the guys who robbed the Brinks truck.
Kodiak Road, H Mart. Brinks truck was robbed.
All I heard was Brinks Truck was robbed.
Brinks Truck was robbed.
And by the way, lady, thanks for the energy and the clarity in trying to help the thieves out here. She's probably in on it.
Brinks Truck was robbed.
It was around 10:30.
Passed out afterwards.
It was around 10:30 Tuesday morning at an H Mart grocery store in Cheltenham, Pennsylvania. In the video, you see the driver of the armored vehicle carrying a money bag into the store.
Ooh, and what happened?
Brinks Truck was robbed.
Oh, okay.
But just before they step inside, you see the two suspects, guns raised, coming up behind them.
Yeah, and then?
Brinks Truck was robbed.
Yeah, Brinks Truck was robbed.
Brinks Truck was robbed.
What's wrong with this people?
Just outside of the camera's view, police say they then forced the driver to turn over their weapon and the bag of money.
Oh, no.
Brinks Truck was robbed.
Yeah.
Then you see the suspects, again, both wearing masks, covering their heads, taking off. One still pointing the gun at the driver.
You know, whenever I see a Brinks truck, and I probably shouldn't do this, but I do find it amusing. Maybe now, it's too dangerous. But whenever I see a Brinks truck parked like in front of a Starbucks or a 7-Eleven or a grocery store, I always walk past them and I make eye contact with the driver. And then I look at my watch and I look at him and I look at my watch. And that's probably got to irritate the crap out of him. I got my daughter doing that too. You look at the Brinks truck, look at your watch, back at the Brinks truck, 3:30. I know where you're going to be tomorrow. 3:30, buddy. I know what's going on with you. Because that's how.
Brinks Truck was robbed.
Brinks trucks get robbed.
Then you see the suspects, again, both wearing masks.
They're hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Police say they got away with an estimated $700,000 in cash.
The suspects approached, committed the robbery, and fled, all in a course of 15 to 20 seconds.
Wow. And so what happened?
Brinks Truck was robbed.
Thanks, lady. The lady with the least amount of energy and the scratchiest, craziest voice in Pennsylvania is the 911 dispatch.
Brinks Truck was robbed.
Great.
No shots were fired and no one was injured.
Why do you need shots fired when you got this lady looking for you?
Brinks Truck was robbed.
If she gives out the description, you're gold. You don't have to worry about anything.
No shots were fired and no one was injured. It's unclear if the armored car driver had a partner or was alone. Police say they later found the getaway car, a black Acura, but no one inside. Now the suspects still on the loose. Officials describe them as, quote, two black males, one armed with an AR-15 style pistol, the other with a handgun.
And what did they do?
Brinks Truck was robbed.
Yeah, thanks.
A scenario like this is very, very dangerous when there's firearms involved. Could be, somebody in the area that doesn't see what's going on, gets involved in a gunfight. So we're definitely concerned this could escalate to somebody getting seriously injured.
Now, other robberies have occurred in this area as well, and police say they're now investigating whether they might be related. Just this morning, officials announcing they arrested 3 individuals who made off with over $2 million from an armored car earlier this summer.
Oh, my God. What happened in that case?
Brinks Truck was robbed.
Olivia Rubin, ABC News, New York.
Yeah, Brinks Truck was robbed. Job. What a great job, right? She probably won an award, Dispatcher of the Year.
Brinks Truck was robbed.
Thanks, lady. Appreciate you helping us all out. But my dad always told me, he said, if you're going to commit a crime, make sure you can retire on it. And this is the kind of job you can retire on. You get a couple million. Why do the petty crap? Where you go and steal a slice of pizza from 7-Eleven. Why do that? Why not go after, spend a year or two. Maybe I shouldn't be telling people how to do this, but spend a year or two to really concentrate on a big haul, and then rob the Brinks truck. I guess I don't know.
Brinks Truck was robbed.
I mean that's way to go. I heard this happened at a casino in Southern California, where the Brinks truck came in on a Monday afternoon at 3:00, and they came to pick up the weekend's take. I think it was $800,000. And they get to the casino, they show their ID, they show their badge, and they go back and they say, hey, we're here to pick up the $800,000. And the lady said, she goes, that's very funny. You were here 3 hours ago. We already gave it to you. They gave it to the fake Brinks drivers. Guys had the truck, the uniforms, the paperwork. They just walked in, signed the paper, walked out with $800,000 in cash. They never found it either. Never found it. I wonder if that. Let me see. Before I tell you what casino it is, let me see if it's a story that's out there. 1 second. Let me see if okay. Yes. Okay. Let's see. No, it's not out there. No. I can't tell you which casino it was, but I heard that story from a guy who works at a local casino. And he said it's an absolutely true story, but I don't think they let it out there because they didn't want that reputation of being pretty dumb. That's what happened. Wait, let me see. Let me wait one more attempt here. One more attempt here. No, I can't do it. It's a bell ringer, man.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. On Demand from KFI AM 640.
I can't tell you what casino that was because I talked to a friend of mine. He said that story never got out there, never got out in the public. But what happened was a casino in Southern California was robbed by two guys in Brinks Truck or armored car outfits. And then the real armored car guys came in like 5 hours later and said, hey, we're here to pick up the $800,000. And they said, no, it's already been picked up. And they stole $800,000. Never found the guys. And I guess that story didn't get out there, so I can't tell you what casino it was. Sorry. I don't want to get sued. The greatest radios in the world are C. Crane. You got to pick up a C. Crane radio. And a friend of mine who went to Dodger Stadium owns a C. Crane radio. And he said he brings it to Dodger Stadium because if you listen to the Dodger game on Wi-Fi, you're about a minute behind the action. So you got to bring a radio and pick it up live there at Dodger Stadium. And that's why he does it. So get yourself a C. Crane radio. They're really clear. They're super clear. And it's nice and heavy. That's what you want in a radio. You don't want something light, it's fumbling around and dropping it. It's a real nice, solid piece of equipment to listen to radio stations around the world. You can actually tune some of theirs turn it on to the internet and listen on Wi-Fi. And you can pick up stations around the world. So if you're here from another country, welcome to the United States. And you can listen to your home stations on these beautiful radios, C. Crane. They also have the Pocket Radio. Feel free to buy one of those and enjoy that. Go to ccrane.com. C, the letter C is in Charlie. Then Crane, CRANE.com. ccrane.com. Best radios in the world at C. Crane. And it's nice to give to somebody. If you know somebody who's a big KFI fan, you have that in common where you talk about KFI all the time. You may want to slide them a radio for the holidays. That's a pretty cool gift. Hey, we have had an earthquake in Mountain Center, California. You know where that is? Great. I don't. Preliminary magnitude 3.6 quake on Friday. It's Mountain Center is in Idlewild in Riverside. There were no reports of injuries, structure damage, or immediate aftermath of the quake. It was at 9:43 this morning, about 11 miles east of Hemet. 11 miles east of Hemet. I talked to a buddy of mine in Hemet today. That's weird. Odd. Right after that earthquake. So the Inland Empire, we are a big, huge show in the Inland Empire. I don't know if you know that. We were rated number 1 by the LA Times in the Inland Empire.
The IE.
The IE.biz, yeah. It's a great place. If I were to do it all over again, I would raise my daughter in the Inland Empire where it looks like the Valley did in 1975. Big streets, huge piece of property out there. And if you ever go to a Lowe's, huge. It's like twice as big as the Lowe's here in Burbank. Huge. Got to get a golf cart to drive around Lowe's or Home Depot. Absolutely massive out there. I love it. The IE. I went last night to karaoke. I know, odd, right? Not a big karaoke guy. And my policy is whenever anyone invites me to karaoke, I say no, and then I block them because they don't know why. They don't know me, evidently. But I went last night. My wife wanted to go, and it's live karaoke. You don't sing to a box and a speaker. There's a live band out there at Sagebrush Cantina. out in Calabasas.
Love that place.
Oh, it's great. It's still one of the best bars in LA. It's still old school, but it's got a really cool feel to it. And so I went out there last night, and my sister was busting my balls because we promoted it 3 times. You know, hey, I'm going to go out there, stop by, say hello, what the hell. And one guy heard it on the radio and stopped by, and he's a professional skunk catcher. That's what he does for a living. He catches skunks. So kind of a letdown. Right? Go out there, hey, big radio show, going out to Sagebrush. Hey, there'll be a ton of people out there. No, one guy who tracks skunks. It's a wrap on that.
Stinky job.
That's right. You've nailed it. You crystallized my thoughts. Put them in layman's terms, but now everybody can understand what I was trying to tell you. But I saw there are 3 young ladies out there that I went to school with. I've known them all since 7th grade. Trish Arnold, who's a big KFI fan. Michelle Del Guercio, and Robin was there as well. And it was great. It was great. The women who I went to school with, Rob Matofsky was out there with Michelle Del Guercio and Trish Arnold. They and like Jill Nye, all the girls that I went to school with, you know, I've known some of them since 3rd grade, more of them since 7th grade, Encino, Portola, junior high, and then Birmingham High School. They have all kept it together. There's like nobody who looks like they're 90. They all still look like, I thought they were sisters of some of the women that I went to school with. I thought they were the daughters of some of the women I went to school with. They all look great. I don't know how they did it. But they all kept it together. The guys all look like hell, but the women all kept it together. So it was nice to see that. It's nice to see, you know, friends that I made in 7th grade and that I haven't seen, you know, these, I haven't seen some of them since, you know, high school or you know, first year of college, but I've known them all since 7th grade. Rob Matofsky, Trish Arnold, and Michelle Del Guercio, all since 7th grade.
The valley, so small.
Yeah.
Yet so big.
It was cool. We always rode the bus together. I even remember Rob Matofsky's stop. She would get off at Zelza and Ventura. I mean, I still remember that. It's like something stupid information. Or she would get off at, she lived on Zelza and Ventura, and then would get off at like White Oak and Ventura. But I knew everybody's stop on the RTD, you know, the public transportation back then. I knew where they lived. And it was just, even though we grew up in Tarzana and then Encino, it was a much smaller community. There was a lot more freedom back then. You know, kids could ride their bikes in 3rd grade all around the valley and parents wouldn't worry about them. Now in 3rd grade, you can't do that. You know, there's too many idiots out there.
That's why there's so many iPad babies. They just stay at home because it's not safe out there.
Yeah, exactly right.
They can't be on the 240.
That's right, exactly. Anyway, thank you everybody for this week. All the people who donated to the GoFundMe for Stefouche. We'll have an update on him next week. We'll get some more information on him. I'm taking a week off to go spend time with Stefouche. I felt like I sort of, let him down and I didn't teach him how to drive properly. So I'm going to go spend a week in the hospital with him and just sit with him and hold his hand. So I'm going to be out next week in the hospital with Stefouche, just hanging out with him. So sorry. I'll be back a week after that.
Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. Now, you can always hear us live on KFI AM 640, 4 to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and anytime on demand on the iHeartRadio app.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.